from here we can see that the volume of conductor material required inversely proportional to the A square of transmission voltage and power factor. It means that if transmission voltage will be greater, then conductor material requirement will be lesser. So why this happens? Why if voltage supplying is high, then reduced material is happens. When the voltage is increased in the transmission system by a step up transformer, the current in the transmitting system reduces significantly. Hence, for a smaller current, a smaller size of the conductor is required to carry out that current. Now we will move to the second reason, that is why there is reduction in cost of conductor. So as we have seen that when the voltage is increased in the transmission system by a step up transformer, the current in the transmission system is significantly reduced. Hence the size of the conductor required to carry this a small amount of current is also reduced. That's why its cost also get reduced, because it is smaller in size. So it will be cheaper compared to the large size of the conductor. Now we will see the third point. The voltage drop get reduced when we supply higher voltage. So voltage drop or voltage is V cross R, and if I will be less, then obviously voltage drop also will be less, because voltage drop is directly proportional to I, and if the value of current will be increased, then voltage drop will also be increased. Now we will see the losses reduction. How losses get reduced when we transmit a high voltage power. As we know that power is transmitted over long distance through a conductor, there is happening of some power loss due to heat dissipation, and power loss due to heat dissipation is given by I square R. We are seeing that power loss is directly proportional to I square. Here is the value in the squared form, means if I is 0.25, then it will be power loss will be 0.0625, means losses will be very less. And now how we will see that how enhancement in transmission get efficiently. As we know that the input power, if we supply input power to any transmission line, then we will get the output power, and there will be obviously some losses. Then the input power will be equals to output power plus losses. So if we take it into in the form of formula, then W is equals to P A square rho L divided by A V A square cos square phi plus P. And if we see towards the current density, and density is always measured in the area or area volume and something passing throughout that. So the J is the total flow of charge per time over a cross section area. So current density is denoted as in the form of J or as a unit J, and the J will be I divided by A, that is current divided by area, means current per area. So this equation now becomes input power as P plus P A square rho into L divided by V A square into cos square phi into J by I. Here we can see that input power is inversely related to I, means input power if increases, then current will be decrease, and vice versa. After simplifying this equation, we see that transmission efficiency is equals to 1 minus root 3 into rho into L into J divided by V cross cos phi. This is the approximate value. The J, rho and L are constant there. Therefore, transmission efficiency increases when the line voltage is increased. Efficiency improves if power factor increased. Now we will move towards the how we can differentiate between HVAC, that is high voltage alternating current, and HVDC, that is high voltage direct current. So